Folks, how about it one more time for Long Point String Band? What do you say for those boys? That was mighty big fun. Heard some good old-fashioned music there. Some of those songs I ain't heard in a while. That was mighty fun. Mighty fine picking and singing, as they say. Thanks so much for turning out for us tonight. Oak Hill, West Virginia. We are glad to be here, folks. What a beautiful night, and glad y'all decided to share it with us here. One more big thanks to our host and the lady putting all this together. How about one big round of applause for Miss Allison making this concert series happen. Folks, they've got posters for sale right over here underneath the tent. All the proceeds of those posters go toward making these events happen, okay? Go over to the merchandise booth, you can find Long Point String Band stuff. We've got the lovely Catfish over there slinging our wares, and they've got those posters as well. So make sure you stop by, grab one, and support this excellent series. Glad to be here, folks. We're Buffalo Wabs and the Price Hill Hustle. We come to you from the Queen City of Ohio, Cincinnati. We are here to play some music for you. We're going to dedicate this set tonight to Miss Linda Chafin here, celebrating her 77th birthday. She said she wanted to come out and see the Barefoot Drummer on her birthday, and I appreciate that. So, Linda, we are going to try to not disappoint, all right? And if we do disappoint, you just keep it to yourself, and we'll hash it out after the show, okay? Boys ready? 1, 2, 3, go away. deep into the set, folks. Holding down that doghouse bass and a whole lot more, folks, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. How about it? From my friend and yours, Mr. Bullseye Bill Baldock, everybody. What do you say? Go on, Bill. Give him the Don't that good. Ladies and gentlemen, over on that mandolin, our own Hall of Famer, folks, recently inducted into the Northern Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, originally from Verona, Kentucky. How about it for the Kentucky Waterfall, Scotty Rosner, y'all? All right. Yeah. Center, folks, all the way from the west side. After all, it is the best side of Cincinnati, Ohio. You may know him as Buffalo Wabs. Some folks know him as Matt Wabnitz. Everybody on that guitar. What do you say, folks? All right. We're gonna sing one out for the folks who beat us best in our lives, folks. Here we go. 1, 2, really lay it down. Took all my dishes, took all my pans. Well, I gotta get my cooking from my own 2 hands. Oh, Ramona, oh, baby, won't you come back home? I said I'm in your sweet cooking, and I'm tired of eating alone. I said, oh, Ramona, oh, baby, don't you do me so blue? I said I'm in your sweet cooking, ain't nobody as good as you. Sugar baby, now Sunday that I ever did see. And I love your ham biscuits too. Babe, I tried to eat another, but another won't do. I said, oh, Ramona, oh, baby, won't you come back home? I said, I'm in your sweet cooking, and I'm tired of eating alone. I said, oh, Ramona, oh, darling, don't you leave me so blue. I said, I'm in your sweet cooking, ain't nobody as good as you. Baby, no, I got but you. Babe, I've been around town and ain't got no soul. You're the only one that makes this jelly roll. I said, oh, Ramona, oh, baby, won't you come back home? I said, I'm in your sweet cooking, and I'm tired of eating alone. I said, oh, Ramona, oh, sugar, don't you leave me so blue. I said, I'm in your sweet cooking, ain't nobody as good as you. true story right there now. Y'all know me. They're all true stories if you look far enough, you know? That one you ain't got to look too far, I don't think. Folks, that's off of our last album. You can pick that up over at Merchandise, or you can stream it wherever you stream your music. If this is your very first time hearing us tonight, thank you for taking a chance on us. We truly do appreciate it. There's a lot of wonderful artists, and you could be, you know, listening to a countless, you know, number of folks here tonight, and you chose us and the Long Point String Band, and we appreciate y'all for that, truly. We're going to sing a song for you now. This is an old-time song, right there in the vein of what those boys were doing before us. This song predates the Civil War. We put a little spin on it and do a fine musical instrumental arrangement of this, featuring Scotty Reisner on the 4-string banjo, also known as the tenor banjo. In our band, it's now the Kentucky banjo. I don't know if that's a thing, but it should be. Scotty Reisner, everybody, how about him? Don't he good? All right. Folks, it's been a long time coming. It's in the can. Right now we're just trying to figure out if somebody wants to help us sell it. We got a brand new album coming out very, very, very soon, I promise you. Singles will be dropping sooner than later, and then we should have a date set on this son of a gun for too long. This song right here will be on it. This is a co-write between myself and old Bullseye Bill back here on the bass. The song's all about the days to come on this earth when we are no longer a part of it, right? It happens to everybody. It will happen to us. The inevitabilities of life. We come and we go. But this song ain't about the afterlife or where you're gonna go. That's between you and your maker. This song's about the history books, because the history books they're indifferent. History books are indifferent about what we may think, you know, what we may believe. History books are all about what happened, what did happen, what did not happen, what we did not do. And I believe when we travel through this part of the country, folks around these parts know better than a lot of other places in this country about how many folks will come into a region or an area, and they will take, and they will take, and they will take. And they will never give back to the hard-working folks who make any of that prosperity and those resources happen, right? And sometimes it feels like those folks are going to win in this world, but I promise you they will not. History books are not kind to people who do not treat others with compassion and respect and give, what is due. So their time is a-coming, everybody. The reckoning is going to happen to us all. And so we better make sure we leave a world that's worth living in for all these kids here running around, and their kids and their kids and their kids. Right? Key of E here, folks, if you're following along in your hymnal with us today. Do, mi, fa. One day, my friends, you may be crossing over Jordan streams to your kin and your loved ones gone before. But while you sit, while you pray, someone's a-taking it away. This heaven on earth, it ain't gonna stick around no more. Lord, I said, one day this world we know shall pass, and the very first among us will be last, and our souls gonna handle just as long after we're dead and gone. Get ready for the river to come, where there's a party going on outside and the dancing goes all night, but they don't see picket lines been coming down one side or right. No, some are blinded, some are free, some have nightmares in their sleep, but some that are writing a song in a minor key. And I'm saying, sir, one day this world we know shall pass, and the very first among us will be last, and our souls gonna handle just as long after we're dead and gone. Get ready for the river to come. Everybody, here we go. Well, now way up young on the western land, them eastern boys are dealing. They dealt themselves that winning hand, take all the world we're stealing. Lord, then one turned and said to me, how many redwoods do you need, boy? How many mountains do you think you're gonna need to see? I told him, sir, one day this world we know shall pass, and the very first among us will be last, and our souls gonna handle just as long after we're dead and gone. Get ready for the river to come. Yes, I'm saying, sir, one day this world we know shall pass, and the very first among us will be last, and our souls gonna handle just as long after we're dead and gone. Get ready for the river to come. Come save us for the reckoning's to come. Get ready for the reckoning to come. Yes, sir. Thank you. That's the reckoning. How about it for old Kenny running sound here, everybody? The hardest working men on these kind of nights are the guys pushing dials and turning knobs, because otherwise we'd just be warbling to ourselves out in the middle of nowhere, do that on the front porch. But put a little electricity behind it and a little Kenny behind it, and all of a sudden it's a show. So thank you, Kenny. All right, we're gonna switch gears on you, play a little musical chairs, do a wonderful minor ballad song called The Law and the Lonesome. Hope you enjoy it.
'cause she'd take you and make you so lonely. You said she was only your friend. And any fool in his pride who has tried to refuse her and see you're using again. Snow is a ghost of cocaine on the highway. Shifts and plays tricks on your mind. Wind is like razors, and only 2 days you've done 200,000 white lines. Took the wrong way home. Took the wrong way home. Well, they blasted the bedrock and laid down the blacktop like a snake around the shoulders of God. Christ on his hilltop and the cop at the truck stop, both only doing their job. But you got a double cross to blame, you lost the last friend that you had to lose. He's in the ambulance and you're in the cruiser with a fatal case of the sucker punch blues. You took the wrong way home. Took the wrong way home. With the wrath of the law and the lonesome above you, and all those who loved you behind. Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna do some good old-fashioned bluegrass music here for you, folks. The song comes from around the turn of the 20th century, about 1908, 1910, if I recall. Sing it if you know it. And as they say in church, if you don't know it, just sing soft, okay? Y'all all know those people. I do. I grew up with some of them. Ready? Yep. B.
For the record, that was a mandolin player.
Error on the
I was
third.
back in the same key as the last song.
That's an E3.
I've never caught him out like that in 10 years. But we've done a couple shows
Because I've not made a mistake in 10 years, that's why.
Hey.
where it's been put on me.
Sometimes you reach that age.
I was just gonna let it go and see how long we went until we realized we were in two different keys.
Here we go.
Alrighty.
Y'all doing the right key this time?
With a deck of cards, I lay my money down.
money down, lay my money down. Well, I had not been in London in about weeks or three, and I fell in love with the prettiest girl. She fell in love with me. Fell in love with me. Fell in love with me. Oh dear daughter, how can you treat me so? Leave your dear old mama with the gambler go. With the gambler go, with the gambler go. Mama, dear old mama, please try to understand. You never see me coming back. I'm with the gambling man. With the gambling man, with the gambling man. Around the world we rambled till we landed in Spain. Met up with the gambling man, got in a poker game. Got in a poker game, got in a poker game. We threw the money in the pot, dealt the cards around. Caught him deep from the bottom of the depths and shot the gambler down. Shot the gambler down, shot the gambler down. Jailhouse, got a number for my name. The warden says it's slammed the door. Gambled your last game. 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 Bullseye Bill, everybody.
He made up for it.
That's his own here, folks. He's a man of the people. Scotty, way to get through that on just one key.
Long way to go.
That's enough.
He ain't gonna live that one down for a minute, folks. We're gonna play another new song for you. This song's called "Long Way to Go." One of our personal favorites, I think, on the new album. It's a mighty fun song written by old Matt Wabs down here, folks.
Yeah.
People ask us all the time, "What's a Wabs?" We say that. Old Wabs. Out of nowhere, this was out random while we're getting ready for the song. About 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago or so, out of nowhere, I just started calling Wabs Wabnitz. We'd be talking about stuff, and be like, "Yeah, Wabnitz is on his way down to the van." And one day he looked at me, he goes, "Man, I don't know what happened, but you started calling me Wabnitz, and it's like really kind of freaking me out a little bit. It's weird." And I said, I don't actually know why I'm doing that either. It just started happening. But anyway, Wabnitz is going to lead us in this song here. Long way to go. Thank you. It's a true story.
Jealousy.
I'm gonna keep the new material train rolling here, folks. This is a song I wrote. I don't know. It's been a little bit now. The song was inspired by something my sister told me. I was born and raised in Alabama, just outside of Birmingham in a small little town. Moved around to various small towns around Alabama until I left some 20 years ago or so. And I went back to visit a couple years ago, and one of my nieces, my second oldest niece, in fact, was on homecoming court. She was, at the time, I think a junior in high school, and she was on the homecoming court. And I was able to get back and spend some time home for about a week or two. And just so happened that I was able to go for the homecoming game there. And so my sister took me around, and they live in a real small little town called Harpersville, Alabama. Kind of central state, not around anything. And my sister was, showing me around and introducing me to all the people that, all the kids' parents and stuff that she knows. And this one particular woman came walking up, and she was a bit of a country lady, and carrying on like that overly sweet kind of, attitude. And she was just being as sweet as she could be to my sister. Oh my goodness, we just love Heather so much, we love her, and going on, and my sister was being super polite. And, all right, we're going to keep on. And me and my sister start walking away, and she cuts a look over at me, and she goes, "That woman has a heart as black as her teeth." And I said, "Oh." And she said she just carries on like she's just the sweetest woman, but she'll just, she'll start talking about you right behind your back and stuff like that. And I said, "Man, what?"
That's what she's doing.
I said, "What a line." Oh, I know, of course. I was like, what a line. So I credit my sister for this song. It's about growing up in a small town, but maybe not always feeling like you belong there. Sometimes, folks grow up in small little places and they decide from an early age or maybe later in life that it's time to go see something else. And sometimes that may just be because they don't feel like they belong there. They don't fit in. And so if you've ever felt like you don't quite fit in into a small town, just, know it ain't just you. There's a lot of people there. I love small towns. I live in one now. But sometimes the world's just a little bigger than those little towns can hold. So the song talks a little bit about that. It's called "The Traveling Saint," and it goes like this. Most folks in this world, they hail from a small town. Most folks will leave just as soon as they found their first taste of romance or their first breath of life. If they've had just enough of the darkness and strife. We'll just take this young boy who lived 2 miles from here. Grew up around words like sissy and queer. All because he was different, he didn't talk quite the same as those slack-jawed white yokels who share his last name. And it's a hard lesson learned by the traveling saint. Ain't so much who you are as it is who you ain't. He ain't one to look like him, he ain't one to fit in. Small town preaching love while it's living in sin. Go repent, you small town. Well, I once knew a girl who moved to that small town, and she paid her first mortgage on a cute little brownstone 2-story row house on the busiest street. And she'd smile at as she walked to the people she'd meet. Then the smiles they wore off and the luster it faded, and the kind words went silent. No effort was made by the neighbors to call to the neighborhood feast. Turns out the small town lives in the belly of the beast. And it's a hard lesson learned by the traveling saint. Ain't so much who you are as it is who you ain't. You ain't one to gloss over all the truth underneath. Small town has a heart just as black as its teeth. Adios, you small town. And it's a hard lesson learned by the traveling saint. Ain't so much who you are as it is who you ain't. You ain't one to gloss over all the truth underneath. The small town has a heart just as black as its teeth. Adios, you small town. Adios. Thank y'all so much. When I first wrote that song, I played it for the guys, and I said, I think I'm gonna call it Small Town. And Wabs goes, are you sure about that? And I said, yeah, I think so. And he goes, are you sure? And I said, well, yeah, why? And he goes, I was born in a small town. I went, oh, yeah. No, I ain't gonna name it Small Town. Find something that doesn't compete with the Melon King, you know? Team Melon King. Huh? Chains. Oh, is it that time already? All right, I'm gonna tune her down. Get ready for the next couple tunes here. I'm gonna adjust a little slower. Check 1, 2. We didn't write this song here. I wish we had, but we'd all be about 50 years older, but our kids would be living good. The song was actually written by Leonard Skinner, believe it or not. If you've never heard this tune outside of us. We never intended on recording it, but we put it on our last album because we were fooling around with some other material getting ready for the album, and kind of came on this song. Wabs and I started singing it on the porch of a cabin we were writing in, and decided we were going to put it on the album.
Plus, I get to play this cool instrument.
That's right. It gave Scotty a reason to play that old Rezo over there. And song's found a home with folks who like to come out and see us, and definitely found a message that I like to talk about briefly on this song, and that is we like to thank past, present, and future veterans of this country, whatever branch you may have served in or are serving in, or if you think about going into the service. We thank you for your service. Something that this country can't ever forget is that we do not have to go serve. There have been drafts in this country, the last being Vietnam, of course. We all know through the history books or through living it and talking to the people who did live it, how that went. Spoiler alert, didn't go so great. And there's a reason for that, but that's for another conversation. But something we can't ever forget is that we don't have to serve, which means that people who have served, people who do serve now, and people who will serve in the future, they choose to do so of their own volition. They choose to potentially put their lives on the line for me and you, and for what this country is supposed to stand for. And one of the saddest statements that can ever be uttered by an American citizen is when you talk about homeless veterans. Ladies and gentlemen, there are far too many. They number in the millions in this country. So firstly, the next time you see a homeless person when you're walking down the street of a big city or even small towns, think about the fact that that person may have chosen to put themselves on the line for their country, and they came home with scars, some of which we see and some of which we do not. Second of all, remember, never ever forget that this country has every single resource available to it to make sure that our veterans come home and have every single thing that they need to be able to regain their footing in life, whether that's a job, mental health, health care, a place to live, food to eat for their families and for themselves, whatever it is. We can do it, and we owe them that courtesy. It's the absolute least we can do as American citizens. So let's try to make sure there's never a homeless veteran after today, all right?
Yeah.
Them four walls of grave closing in on me, doing 3 to 5 hard labor for armed robbery. Well, I had 2 years behind me, but I could not wait the time. Every time I thought about it, well, I got some more inside. I had stripes on my back, memories that hurt. For the only time that I'd seen sunshine when I went to work, digging ditches for the chain gang, sleeping in the hole. Oh Lord, please forgive me, I couldn't wait for rope. Thank you all very much.
Honey, why you move so slow? Honey, why you move so slow? I'm here all alone, I got 6 feet of rope. Honey, why you move so slow? I guess I've been hanging around too long. I've been hanging around too long. When the clock on my wall ain't got no hands no more. I've been hanging around too long.
That's Buffalo's Cannon in D major right there. Everybody. What you got? Rudy? All right. Well, thanks again for hanging with us, folks. We really do appreciate you. We just decided I know the threat seems to have gone away of the rain. Thank you for whoever brought the weather today. We appreciate you. You're hired, all right? But we decided, talking with Allison earlier, we were just going to power through to do one big old set. So we got several tunes left here in this set. But just wanted you to know that's our plan for the evening. One more time, how about it for Long Point String Band? What do you say for those boys? From Beckley, West Virginia. Enjoyed it. I hope that's not the last time we'll be sharing a stage with those boys. We enjoyed it immensely. We're going to bust out another instrumental for you. This is an original instrumental written by Scott Reisner over there on the banjo / mandolin. On this one, he's going to tell you all about it. Rudy Cat.
I can't see any of you, but raise your hands if you're a man and you own a cat. Can't count them. Can't see them. I'm a man and I own a cat, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. His name's Rudy. I've taught him to sit, I've taught him to stay, and he's taught me to feed him. And I wrote this song and named it after him. It's an instrumental, it doesn't have any words, but you can sing along if you want. Ready?
Scotty Reisner and Bill Baldock, everybody.
Yeah! Go Rudy! Good job.
All right, we're going to dig into the vault here on one. This is a song we used to cover a good bit. It's actually probably one of the newest songs we play that's not one of our own. This is from a band from upstate New York called the Felice Brothers. We love the Felice Brothers very much. Have for a long time. This is one of their early tunes. We hope you enjoy it. We hadn't pulled this one out in a good minute, so anybody's bootlegging this show. It's gonna be the highlight of the bootleg. We played this song in probably a year at least, if I had to guess, close to it.
Hopefully it won't show.
Oh, it won't, Scott. So long as you start in the right key. Yes.
Exhausted from the prison vans, going to heaven, but I'm going to Attica. Gonna put 100 miles between me and my daily habit. And I'm watching Poughkeepsie go by in the afternoon rain. My hands are turning blue from these cuffs they got me in. I tried to keep my job at the dollar store. Found out my mom was sick, Lord. Now there wasn't enough no more. But I promise you, Mama, that I'ma get you them bills. So I got me a box of bags and a baker's scale. 15 grams of heroin, an ounce of speed. 15 years to life. Rockefeller, Rockefeller, Rockefeller. That's a long, long time. My brother was shot down on Warren Street a year ago tonight. Can't you see the medics with his body in that siren light? But I promise you, brother, that I'ma be a good dad. And I'ma give our children something like we never had. 15 grams of heroin, an ounce of speed. 15 years to life. Rockefeller, Rockefeller, Rockefeller. That's a long, long time. Boys in orange clothes in the jailhouse yard. 21 needle marks, 20 arms gone. 500 picketers this morning on the gun an awfully long time.
Thank you all so much, everybody. Time for another brand new song here. Well, new so as in you can't take it home yet. You can only take it home in your heart. The song's called Heathens. The song was written by Bill. We've got some merchandise. The lovely Catfish is slinging over here with patches and hats that say, "Sit down, you heathens. I want to see this band." Sort of the hook of this song here. Now, this song's about the literal heathens, the biblical heathens, right? The ones, talked about in the good book. If you look hard enough in that book, we're all heathens, according to somebody. I grew up in a church, a fundamental Christian church. Even the Baptists didn't have it right. That's the kind of upbringing I had, So I know all those folks would think that I am definitely a heathen these days, but that's okay. You're allowed to think that. This song's about the biblical heathens, but I always like to send it out to the real heathens in this world, and I'm going to tell you who those folks are real quick as we get ready. The real heathens in this world are the folks who would come out to a lovely show like this, or to a show where you pay good money, you pay hard-earned dollars at the door to walk in, and they'd work their way right up to the front of the stage. They'd get as close as they could, close enough for me to spit on accidentally. I'd never do that on purpose, of course. Yet. But they'd get as close as they could right there, and right as the music gets to going and the vibes get to flowing, they start talking. And they talk through every single note of that show about their second mortgage, or about how their bass boat ain't running right and they had to take apart the carburetor, or whatever it is. Folks, those are the real heathens in this world. If you can go jubilate and congregate with your fellow man and woman, listening to music, and you find your way talking your way through the whole darn thing, and it's okay to have conversations. And I'm talking about like loud enough to where I'm going to answer the questions that I hear. I'm going to answer them from the stage. Those are the real heathens in this world. So I just want you to keep them in your heart as we sing this song, because they need all the help that they can get. Okay? I know we ain't got none here because y'all have been respectful and kind and courteous and enjoying this beautiful night as the bugs start singing to us here. So we're going to sing this one back to the bugs. The song's called Heathens. It goes like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Well, there's a rumor going around. A band has come to town and they don't put Jesus in any of their songs. Well, I'm going there tonight. I'm gonna set them sinners right. I'm gonna tell them that they've been living wrong. Sit down, you heathens. Sit down, you heathens. Sit down, you heathens. I want to see this band. Dance floor where the sin is done wrong. y'all so much.
Hug a heathen today.
Heathens. Line that always gets me when Bill brought that song. He knew my story, and I said, "Man, I love that song, Bill." And he said, "I had a feeling you would." The line that always gets me in that song is, "But I'd bet my soul it ain't no sin if I'm just tapping my foot." Because when I grew up, you didn't dance. My sister got kicked out of the house for sneaking off to go to her prom when she was a junior in high school. Because in my house, you didn't dance, right? Now, thankfully, I'm the baby of the family. I was an accident. My mom will proudly tell me that. She's like, "Oh, yeah, you were definitely not supposed to happen." I was 8 years behind my brother and sister. And by the time I came along, you know, as with everybody, my parents grew up. They were kids when they had kids. And by the time I came along, they were a little less of kids, you know? And so I didn't have that. I didn't have that kind of upbringing. But my dad was a preacher growing up. He was a preacher in a fundamental church and a funeral director and mortician and a part-time drummer in a country band. The all-American upbringing, I'm sure you guys can relate to that, right? We've all had the same. Time for just a couple more tunes, folks. This song right here is going to be on the upcoming album as well. The song was written by a very good friend of ours, Mr. Pat Gronholm from Chicago, Illinois. Now lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. The song's called An Ode to a Friend. And as we always do about this time, we're going to send this one out to the people who live within our hearts. They live in our minds, they live in our memories, they live in our stories. They live in our laughter, they live in our tears, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of the things that brings us all together as human beings is that we all must one day pass from this earth, and we'll leave behind loved ones and people who think fondly of us. And it's an old adage, and I find it to be truer and truer the older I get, that so long as someone speaks your name or lives in your memory, tells a story about you, tells a joke that you used to tell all the time, whatever it may be, as long as people feel you and speak you in their lives, you're never really gone because you live inside of the hearts of those people that you've touched and have gotten so close to and loved. So right now I'm going to send it out to my people, put them up in the air, and send it out to you and folks that you have in your heart right now. We're going to bring them right here into this wonderful little amphitheater in Oak Hill, West Virginia. We're going to bring all those people who have passed on and leave only their memories. We're going to put them here with us and lift up their feeling in their heart and our heart in song right now. An Ode to a Friend.
Heard you playing, hang your head, Tom Dooley, at that bar down that street from where I used to live. And you blew that harp, man, you sounded just like a freight train boxcar soul from Old Folk Road. You picked what you believed. Weeks went by, you showed me your own soul about ambition, your mother's mission, and a road your feet found. Lantern lullaby makes the bones in my cheeks quiver, but it's your unpainted picture, it's my favorite of them all. Those mountains are at the base of West Virginia.
y'all so much, folks. Once again, we're Buffalo Wabs in the Price Sell Hustle from Cincinnati, Ohio. We've got our merchandise over by there. The lovely Catfish will take care of you. You can download music wherever you get it from. We've got a couple albums out there. You can also go to our website, download a couple albums we no longer print. We've got new material on the way, so let's all keep in touch, please. West Virginia has been so good to us over the many years, and we never, ever hesitate to come back when you guys will have us. So thank you again for showing up. Thank you again to the Long Point Street String Band, everybody. We sure do appreciate those boys. They've got merchandise over there. Make sure you go say hello to them and show your appreciation. Folks, as I said before, I'm originally from Alabama. I grew up all around the state, but I went to high school and spent most of my formidable years little north of Montgomery, Alabama, about 1 hour away from Georgiana, Alabama, which is the birthplace of Hiram Hank Williams. And as you can imagine, he's kind of a big deal down there. Still is. And seeing as how we've kind of traced our way back to where Hank's ride officially ended, right here in Oak Hill, West Virginia, I feel like we need to try to conjure the Hank of Hank Williams here tonight. So we're going to end our set with one of his everlasting songs. It's one of my all-time favorite songs. We hope you enjoy it. Thanks for hanging with us. This will be our program. Y'all be safe, have a wonderful weekend, and we hope to see you again real soon. Hank, if you're listening, jump on in. I'll part the ways for a ghostly verse here from the spirit of Hank Williams. Settle down you. We'll see you again real soon. We're Buffalo Wabs on the Price Hill Hustle.